Tanzania. We're going to talk about Tanzania. So we took a pilgrimage to Tanzania a little while back now.
Should we look around and say blah?
And what it did for me and a few of the others is dispel a lot of the myths and the preconceived ideas which which they portray about the continent of Africa. And I just want to talk about some of those myths. So, like, poverty is the first one which comes up. Yeah. So, who wants to kick off and just explain about what you saw when you went there when it came to poverty? What did you see?
P can go first. He ain't been for a little while.
Okay, the first thing I would say is that we're all used to seeing the television adverts with the little babies with the flies on their face. You know, please put your money into the pockets of these charities so they can help Africa, because Africa is this impoverished nation. Now, just like any other nation that has extremely poor individuals en masse, there's a lot of wealth, there's a lot of development.
We laughing at. We laughing
It's
at.
true, it's true.
It's my first time in Africa, and as a young mother, I'm really looking forward to meeting the children. Your father, where is he?
My father left when I was 2 years old. He went to look for a job, and he never returned ever since. So I've been the man of the house. Is this your first charity appeal?
Kurt! Michelle, you must stick to the script.
I'm online.
Yeah.
I'm online.
Yeah,
There's a lot of poor people in the UK, but people
Yeah.
act like there's no homeless people in the UK.
Yeah.
There's no people walking around the streets, smelling urine.
It's true.
So you go over there thinking, oh, I better carry lots of loose change on me to just give to all of these poor people. But when you get over there, you see exactly what you see in the wealthiest parts of the UK or anywhere else in Europe. You see a lot of fancy cars, you see a lot of people with wealth, you see a lot of affluence, and you see a lot of happy, smiley people dressed in their suits with their briefcase going about their day in these built-up metropolis-style cities, and you think to yourself, oh, wow, don't I feel like an idiot for believing the myth that if you go to Africa, all you're going to see is poverty. So, it was a very, very positive eye-opener.
Let me ask you two questions. I think two questions. Two questions, yeah. Do you like nice things?
Do I like nice things?
Made it beautiful.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't like nice things, yeah.
Would you live in Tanzania?
Absolutely.
Everything that he said was true.
Boom. So
Did you see any poverty? Like any poverty that you haven't seen nowhere else?
To be fair, I didn't. So I'm not. See, I want to tell the truth in it, but I want to say, to tell the truth, I have to say I actually didn't see any. But that's not to say there's none there. Do you get me? I'm sure there is some there, but I just didn't see none. Particularly where I was staying, there wasn't any. Do you get me? There was people that seemed to be wealthy. There was people that seemed to be middle class. There were people that seemed to be, I suppose, working class. But yeah, I didn't see no one begging. You see a man be selling something.
Yeah, selling peanuts or something.
People selling you something, like trying to. You get what I'm saying? But there was no just making a living. So there was no begging or. So yeah, I can't really. You get me? I think even to say like, it wasn't even like you had like Maasai warriors parking your vehicles. Like everyone was doing what they was doing. Yeah, everyone was doing what they was doing. They was making their money, and no one seemed to be. No one was asking me for anything. Do you know what I mean? So no.
So would you say it's fair to say that you saw more homeless people here than you did there?
Well, I'll tell you what,
more down and outs.
Definitely in this town, not this town actually, the town that's close to this town. I've seen there's a lot of homeless people. There's a epidemic.
we were there for almost a week, right?
To be fair,
and I don't think any single one of us can say that anyone came up to us and asked us for money. Nobody came up to me and begged me for money.
Do you know what? I didn't realise.
We got asked for sponsorship to sponsor a little girl, if you remember, on the last day.
But that wasn't homeless. She was nothing.
She was nothing. Yeah.
She was a little
I
girl
didn't notice
normal,
that until you said it. Until everyone said it to this point, I didn't even realise. Actually, yeah, you're right. You just said it. You were like, yeah, people were selling stuff, but there was no man that was just coming and saying, "Please, can I have some more?" Do you know what I mean? It was just.
Put it this way, you remember we've been to New York.
Yes.
I remember going on the subway in New York. Can you get from one place to the other without people begging for money?
Well, they didn't beg me, but again, I did see homeless
Beg
people.
you?
I don't recall homeless.
You don't remember?
Nah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, yes.
But the thing is,
Yes.
I know,
Every station, the homeless man comes on. Every station, the homeless man comes on and goes through all the carriages asking for money.
Oh, yeah.
Every station, someone comes on.
They come through
And they announce it. Hello,
They're like,
I just want to get your attention, everybody. I'm homeless and I haven't eaten in like 5 days, and if you could just help me out with a few quarters, I'd appreciate it.
And they walk through the train.
I hate to bother you, but I'm homeless and I could really use some spare change if you have $1.
Yeah, every station. All right.
Same with London. You know, same with London. You'll have
I had that yesterday.
The only man jump into Bentleys when they get at the station. You know that.
Well, that's what they say, don't they? But standard, they've all got Bentleys.
Bentleys when they come at the station.
Well, I've heard that for years, but I've still never seen one jump into a Bentley.
I've never seen it in real life, but I've seen the TV shows. Obviously, I don't know how.
It's actual fact. It's actual fact.
That's what I mean. I've seen the
LA
show.
is just as bad. LA, you know, walking down the street, there's a lot of strung up people.
What, them jumping into Bentleys? I think that's what Dominic's talking about.
No, I'm not jumping into Bentley. No, people just grabbing you up.
So crime. Anyone see any crime? You want to tell us about something about crime?
Look, we all had the speech before we left. It was the same speech that certain people give you if you are about to go to the Caribbean for the first time, or when I went to Brazil and they were like, don't go to the favelas, you're going to get mugged, you're going to get this, that and the other. It's exactly the same in all instances. When I went to the favelas in Brazil, I had people coming and handing me cups of water, asking me how I was and what it was like where I came from, treating me with nothing but love and respect. It's the same in the Caribbean, and it was exactly the same here. Yes, there are going to be cases of people, there's going to be someone that knows of someone that got mugged, but the bottom line is, where in the world do you not know someone that's been mugged? I have never been to a place where I felt so much love and warmth, and we were given such a fantastic welcome, and everyone was so polite. I saw absolutely no hostility. I saw no crime. I saw nobody getting mugged. I didn't see any police, you know, keeping anyone in check on the streets. Absolutely none of it. We were there for a week. Did anybody see anything that looked even remotely like crime?
Everything that he said was true.
But the funny thing is, I came back and obviously I wanted to take my boys to Africa, naturally. So I told them, look, you know, get gas. We're taking you to Africa when all this nonsense is over. We're gonna make a trip. And one of my sons came back to me and said, yeah, I told my teacher that my dad's taking me to Africa. And in front of the class, the teacher turned around to him and says, oh, you know, your dad don't want to take you there because everybody's poor and you're gonna get mugged. I think robbed was the word she used. A teacher put in that dialogue, well, I'm going to come to her anyway. I'll deal with her on parents' evening. I'll deal with her on parents' evening. I will deal with her on parents'
When is it?
You want Dominic
to find
to
out. Yeah, no, seriously. Everybody
Look down the barrel of the camera, tell her you're coming for it.
Just wait for parents' evening. It's just the classic rhetoric. We all had it before we left. Oh, you know, take your watches off, take your jewelry off, don't look anybody in the eye, whatever. And what I've come to realise is that that rhetoric doesn't relate to me, and it doesn't relate to anyone at this table.
One thing I noticed, right? You know, was chain swapping planes in Ethiopia. It was in Ethiopia airport, yeah. Do you notice how people were dressed? All the Africans travelling to different parts of Africa, yeah, like Nigerians, Ghanaians, and all that. You notice how the people were dressed? They were just sharp. In tailored clothing. There's one African guy in his traditional African kind of garment. It was just like tailored, like fancy leather briefcase. It looked like something that coming to America.
You know what? Yeah. There was no.
The people.
There was no scrubs. There was no.
I'm trying to say it's dispelling those myths.
There was no scrubby people in that whole airport.
You know what I mean? Yeah. See, like when you see people travelling to, when you go like Luton Airport, and you're travelling to Ibiza, yeah. How do people look?
Tracksuit crew.
Yeah, they look a little bit dishevelled, don't they, a lot of the time, right? Didn't see no dishevelled people travelling in those airports, that's for sure. And the people look like they had money.
Or about something.
They look like they was on business. Like they were like, they had their, you know, SHIT together. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? But like...
That was positive. The imagery was positive. I'm not going to lie. I was like, wow. You know, I've sat here in the UK. This was my first trip to Africa. And I sat here in the UK feeling a little bit dumb, to be honest with you. Because, you know, you have this vision of Africa that is fed to you through the media, and then you have the reality. And I've always thought, wouldn't it be nice to make this vision that is fed to you through the media looks something more like, you know, the Wakanda that we've come to know from, you know, Black Panther and whatever, and then it's like the realization is like, wow, Wakanda is real.
It doesn't look that different.
Real.
And the other thing as well is like, I was going to say, restaurants, yeah, the food, right? You know, when they talk about like Africa's like, there's no food there. That's another thing they like to make out. There's no food. We ate out every night, right? Well, and I'll be honest, I had some of the best meals.
Yeah, trust me.
Best meals I've had.
That restaurant we went to twice.
That place was banging.
The Indian chefs. Yeah, that was nice.
The place was crazy. And the food in the hotel.
The food in the hotel.
The food in the hotel was fantastic.
Everywhere we went for food, the food was exceptional, but it was the variety. You know, food from all over the globe, probably cooked better than I've had it. Yeah. You know, in certain
from the actual
in the UK.
place, from the place of origin.
The service was on point. The hospitality was on point. I just felt like everything was on point. Like
manners,
manners, everything. Yeah. So like, you look at that. Remember the first place we went with the pool on the roof. It was kind of like, it was something. It was like, right. It
felt like it wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah. We went, just to explain to the audience at home. We went to a block called Tanzania Park, and it was like a plush office complex, and we were all left thinking, Jesus Christ, this is like, I'd rather work here than work in New York City, because you went in on the ground floor and it was marble floors and a receptionist, you know, greeting you well. You went up to the office space, and obviously they had all these like nice open plan office spaces. You went up one more floor and they had a hotel where you could rent a room every night if you were working late. They went up another floor, there was a nice cafe, and then there was pool tables, and then there was a recreation area. You went up another floor and there was a gymnasium. There were people in there working out, getting their gym game on. Went up another floor.
Each floor just seemed to have something.
Like the Game of Death.
Yeah.
We went into the next floor. There's like an open air restaurant that just with views panning out over what they call the Silicon Valley of Tanzania. And then on the top floor, they had a nightclub with a DJ spinning tunes on a Friday night, neon lights, and a big swimming pool. And it was like something you would expect to see this in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And it was in downtown Tanzania. I mean, Dar es Salaam.
Dar es Salaam. Yeah. It was. That's what I mean. It was took your breath away. Yeah. Just explain to the people out there who haven't been to the continent what it feels like. Yeah, especially if you're someone from the diaspora, right? So you're always in a minority.
Yeah. To
go there and just be around, you know, just people who like you.
Well, first of all, when I got to the airport and the ticket collector, the guy who sends you through, the first thing he said to me is, "Oh yeah, Dominic, welcome back after 400 years."
Oh yeah.
That was funny. That was.
I was like, right. Yeah. What? Like, obviously, you don't get that at the airport, because there's one thing that I always have to remind people at the airport: the people that work there are not going on holiday. That's what I'm saying. But in terms of being the majority, I just felt completely at peace. My soul was at peace. For